ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Starcast Remarks. Stars lose tonight. Final score 5-4 in the Florida Panthers' favor. We'd like to thank our sponsor, DraftKings. Use that promo code THPN anytime you are on their site to get some free little goodies. I am solo tonight, a little bit unexpected as well. So I'd like to be a little bit more prepared whenever we're doing solo episodes, but I'm not tonight. So if y'all are on live, please help me out. Give me a little bit of comments, a little bit of something to talk about. I'm just going to kind of go through the game tonight, I think, give my opinions on pretty much the game as it went on, each goal, each kind of 5-minute segment on there, and finish it up with our normal biggest winners, biggest losers. But first of all, my overall impression of this game is the Stars were really just up and down throughout the entirety of the game. I mean, it felt like there were portions of this game where we played extremely well. Then there would be one just momentum-changing play, and immediately it would be all in the Florida Panthers' favor. And then there'd be another momentum-changing play and be all Stars for the next couple of minutes as well. So it just really felt like a roller coastery, up and down kind of game. And then we'll get into it in the third period. But the third period was such a great response, especially in contrast to what the Stars did in Tampa Bay just 2 days ago. Is like complete opposite. Great response third period. Started off hot, get that power play, get the power play goal, then get the tying goal immediately after it. And then it felt like just some bad luck, some poor officiating, which I'll probably yell about when we get there. But I'm really conflicted about this game because I liked a lot of things that the Stars did, but then I also hated a lot that the Stars did. So let's kind of dig into it a little bit. So the first 5 minutes of this game, I felt like the Stars got off on absolutely the right foot. I mean, they were out of the gate hot. They were jumping on the Florida Panthers, getting the forecheck really strong deep into Florida's zone, spending a lot of time in their own end. The start of the game, the Stars were leading the shot advantage 6-0 in the first 4.5 minutes. And then Evan Rodriguez, Stars make a bad change. Rodriguez takes advantage after a great pass from Mikkola. And just like that, 1-0 Stars. First shot for Florida after the Stars had an amazing start to the period. Obviously unfortunate. But what really rubs me the wrong way, yes, it's a bad change. Worse than that is the response to the goal there. I mean, once a goal like that goes in after you had such a strong start to the period, your response has got to be, all right, guys, let's keep doing what we're doing. Things are going to go our way. One bad mistake isn't going to make this game. And then you should go right back to doing what you were doing the entire first 4 minutes. And that's the exact opposite of what the Stars do. Stars kind of fold. So for the next 10 minutes, this is all Florida Panthers. I mean, they are all over us in the offensive zone. We can't get out of our own end. I recall Suter and Hakanpää having so much trouble getting out of their own end tonight. Big key for me throughout the entirety of this game was some really bad defensive play and breaking of the forecheck by our defensemen tonight. They were not very good at it at all. But those next 10 minutes, all Florida, they catch up on the shot advantage. They actually take the shot advantage. And then the fourth line comes out. The fourth line has a great shift. They get down deep in their own zone, doing what we were doing in the first part of that first period. Steele gets the puck, centers it to Roddick Fox, who makes maybe the best Roddick Fox offensive play that we've seen in the past 2 years. I mean, glides into the high slot, winds up the clapper, and just shebang. I mean, no chance at all for Bobrovsky to try and make a save on that. Just an absolute rifle of a shot. I loved it. He looked like, I don't know, like vintage Ovechkin. That looked like some old school, just clap it and it'll go in kind of shot. That like early 2000s stuff is what that reminded me of. And to see it from Fox, it utterly shocked me, as y'all are aware. I am definitely not Fox's biggest fan whenever he touches the puck in the offensive zone, but that was an absolute beauty of a play. Love that from Roddick Fox. And that fourth line, probably our most consistent line of the night. Another kind of key feature to key in on. Florida's top two lines, I should say, definitely were all over the Stars' top two lines. But the Stars' bottom two lines, especially the fourth line, head and shoulders above Florida Panthers' third and fourth line. I mean, the Roddick Fox's Steele Smith line was fantastic all night long, consistently getting down deep and strong pressure in the Florida Panthers zone and even getting good shots on goal. The only thing that I would say for the fourth line is when you're doing that, you just got to take every shot chance you get. So pass less. So Sam's still passing from behind the net. Sure, you have to do that. You can't shoot when you're behind the net. But any other time, especially when it gets to the point, defensemen need to be taking a shot immediately if they get it and they're on the point and they had got a free lane to do so. And same thing for these forwards when they're on the wing. If you peel off the boards and you've got the puck on your forehand, shoot it. I mean, you're on the fourth line. We're not looking for fancy plays. We're looking for you to shoot it. We're looking to get a rebound and to chip something dirty in. But very nitpicky for the fourth line. I think that'll let them score even more. And they did a great job tonight, getting the first goal especially. The rest of that third period moves on. It's a lot more back and forth. So I liked that. I felt like after the Foxa goal too, Stars had some good chances after that. Bobrovsky made some big saves. We missed on some shots. And then tail end of that first period, Reinhart gets a goal after, I mean, some really poor defensive play by the Stars there. I'm having trouble remembering. I wish I had the boys with me here, but I believe this was the goal where it was just passed back and forth 3 times, like in between Lindell and Hakanpää, and they don't touch the puck at all. I mean, it's just completely whiff on the puck. They have 3 opportunities to get it and nothing. I mean, it just goes completely through them 3 times, back and forth in the slot, and they can't get a stick on it. I mean, just really poor defending on that goal, if that's the one I'm thinking of. It might have been the Verhaeghe one. I honestly can't remember. So yeah, just a bad end to the first period, which honestly wasn't too terrible. I mean, that middle section, not the best, but the first 5 minutes, the last 5 minutes weren't bad from the Stars. Then you go into the second, you're looking to get a bounce back after that late first period goal, and you get the exact opposite. Verhaeghe gets the goal at 24 seconds into the period, and I mean, the Panthers jumped on us quick. And I do remember now the Reinhart goal was the one I was thinking about. This Verhaeghe goal was honestly just a skilled play by Verhaeghe and Bennett. I mean, it's a good offensive rush. Stars didn't give up the best shot on the 3-on-2. It was decently defended, maybe not the best, but Verhaeghe's shot, I mean, it's a perfect shot. It's going to be tough to save. But I mean, that's in direct contrast to the goal in the end of the first period. That was all defending. You had every chance to stop that one. This one, the second, those are the ones you can tip your cap at. But when you've already allowed 2 cheesy goals, it feels a lot worse trying to tip your cap to a good goal, especially to start a period when you're trying to keep the game within 1 at least. Second period, for the rest of it, it was pretty back and forth. The shots totaled that period 13-11 in favor of Dallas. Trying to get to the penalties here. The Stars did have 2 pretty decent power plays this period. I believe the first one was pretty bad, but the second one looked a little bit better, got a few chances, and this was especially on the Panthers penalty kill, which has been doing extremely well at home this season. I think they said they've allowed 1 goal in the past 28 chances for teams on the road on the power play. So not the worst Stars power play that we've seen, but obviously not the best either in that second period. Going into the third period, like I said at the top here, there's only one thing I was thinking about. I mean, we went into kind of the same position in the Lightning game, down 2 goals, and you got to have some kind of response in the third period. Lightning game, we didn't get any of that. In this Florida game, we absolutely did. First line goes out there, fantastic shift by them. They try and slow down Rope, and instead they give him a shoulder to the face. So they take a penalty. Stars get on the power play. Boom. 5 seconds in the power play. Mason Marchment scores. Absolute beauty. I don't know if Duchesne meant to pass that one or not, but either way, great goal from Marchment. Love seeing Marchment celly. That's awesome. The play by Heiskanen there, the guy who he gets the secondary assist on that one, is absolutely fantastic. Stars win the draw clean, and immediately the defenseman for Florida is pinned onto Duchesne, but Heiskanen knows that guy has to get off of Duchesne eventually, and is going to have to peel off to the side to form that classic penalty killing box that you see with the 2 guys on the circles, 1 guy up top, 1 guy in front of the goalie. And as soon as the guy peels off of Duchesne, Miro immediately gets to Duchesne right in front of the net. Duchesne maybe accidentally passes it to Marchment, and then Marchment just buries an empty netter. Really great and smart play by Miro Heiskanen on that one. So I do see some comments there. Miro -2 on the night. He definitely had some defensive deficiencies. I'll fully agree with that, especially on that second goal in the first period, or no, the first goal in the first period. he was on the ice for that one. Definitely did not make the best play there, but really fantastic play in the offensive zone from Miro. And then only about, I think it's 3.5 minutes later, Dodonov gets the deflection goal from Yanni Hakanpää. Again, a great play by Yanni Hakanpää on that one. I mean, he gets the puck up top after some great work in deep on the forecheck. It's definitely a shot pass to Dodonov, looking for that deflection in the middle of the slot. Great play. Dodonov puts it in. Good to see Dodonov get on the board after getting that healthy scratch. He's been a little bit silent the past 2-3 weeks. So to see him come back after that healthy scratch and be really visible tonight, had a good game on that line, and especially to score that goal is really good for him. And then, I mean, there it is. Stars got right back into it. Perfect response from the third period. Perfect juxtaposition to what we had last game against the Lightning. Really loves that response. And now you just got to find a way to win this 1-goal game with 15 minutes left. But Stars can't have nice things. So we get probably the worst break the Stars have gotten all season long. Otter makes the save. It hits the boards I think it hit like I can't think of the word right now. I'm going to sound stupid, but it hit like that shelf, like on top of the boards where the boards meet the glass, and it popped up. It spun, got backspin on the puck, and the puck hits the ice and just dribbles back towards the net. Otter doesn't know where it is. The defenseman doesn't know where it is. The only guy who knows where it is, of course, the forward Barkov, who just tips in a free goal off of just the dirtiest, nastiest deflection or bounce off the boards that we've seen so far this season. I mean, that's just pure dumb luck. The only thing I could say to help that, and something that we also almost saw a goal kind of the same way. When Otter doesn't know where the puck is, he needs to retreat into his net. When I say into his net, I mean he needs to get into his net and put his pads out and build a wall. That was the other one. The puck bounced up off of his stick, straight up into the air, dribbled off his arm, almost into the net. Suter made a game-saving grab with the puck off the red line to keep it a 1-goal game late in the third period. But same exact thing. He's looking up, trying to find the puck to catch it. Don't do that. Just back up, get into your net, get big, and just hope it lands in front of you and you see it before anyone else does. He doesn't need to be looking around for stuff like that. So hopefully that's a little bit of a teaching moment, but also it's just a dumb lucky play. So I'm chalking more of that up to luck than to what Otter needs to do. But yeah, stupid lucky play. And then here's where I get really pissed off. The Panthers somehow get a power play on what they call a Sam Steele high sticking against Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Honestly, didn't even know that they had called that until just now seeing it. Pretty much what happened is Ekman-Larsson cross-checks Sam Steele 3 times in the back and the chest, tackles him into the goaltender, Bobrovsky. Steele gets up, getting Bobrovsky's stick in his face, and eventually the stick is knocked out of Bobrovsky's hand. Ekman-Larsson then cross-checks Steele in the face again. Steele gives one back and then is called for, I guess, high sticking, which his stick never hit his face. If you go back and look, then I'm not positive on that because, like I said, I didn't know this was high sticking. But please go look. I can almost guarantee you the stick didn't hit his face. And somehow that's a 2-minute power play for the Panthers, which is the most ridiculous call I've seen so far this season. I mean, that has to be – oh, excuse me. That has to be the absolute worst one we've seen. I mean, it's so frustrating. You need to go see the video. If you haven't watched it, go look it up. I retweeted it on my Twitter. It's honestly astonishing. I was excited at first because I thought we got the power play. I thought we were going to get a 5-on-4 to try and get the game back to even. And no, it's given to the Panthers. And that's just someone said it on Twitter. I don't remember who it was. So apologies if whoever said it is listening. But that's the worst give back call that I've ever seen in a hockey game. That's truly what it was. I mean, the Stars had 4 power plays at that point, and the Stars had 3 power plays at that point. One of them was canceling out minors. Stars had 3 power plays at that point. Panthers had none, and there's no chance that gets called if the Stars don't have a 3 power play advantage on the Panthers. Absolutely no way. It's 100% a give back call, and it's a bad one. I mean, if you're going to do, there's other chances to call penalties on the Stars tonight. I mean, you could have called some interferences, you could have called some trips. We saw one high stick even. But to call that one, especially at that time in the game when the Stars just went down by 1 goal on a fluke lucky garbage play, it's just atrocious. It's a terrible call. Whoever made that call, I mean, there's got to be some accountability for stuff like that from the refs. We've talked about this a lot, but I don't know what it is, or heck, they might even do this and with the officiating. They might show them, hey, you got screwed up in this way. We don't know. There needs to be more visible accountability for stuff like that, because that's terrible. That's an absolutely awful call. And really, it takes Dallas out of the game, too. I mean, it's 3 to 4 game before you make that call. You make that call, they score on it. It's 5 to 3. They're pretty much out of it with what was it, 13 minutes left. It's a game-changing, awful call. It can't happen, and it's really unfortunate. And even after that, still I enjoyed the way that the Stars tried to fight back here. They get the goal from Thomas Harley on kind of a knuckleball puck. Bobrovsky wasn't expecting, kind of just slides underneath, and Bobrovsky was thinking that there was going to be a deflection from low to high from Johnston that just never comes. So instead, just slides right under his pad. We get the fourth one. We get really a good chance on the 6-on-5. I think the Stars did a good job on the 6-on-5 to make something happen. Just didn't get one to get through. I mean, Robertson, especially on that one, actually needs to not shoot the puck straight into the first defender in front of him. That's very frustrating to see him do that. He's been doing that a lot this year, of not getting it past the first shot blocker. But if we get one in there, I mean, we had a couple of good chances, a couple of good shots. I mean, overall, not super upset at it. And that's kind of the way I felt about this whole game. Like, not super upset at it, super upset at some like unique circumstances. The Reinhart goal, absolutely awful defending. The Rodriguez thing, Miro and Suter getting caught again is super frustrating. A bad line change is super frustrating. But then the Stars, they overcome that. Like I said last game, what I was more upset about was their response in the third period. What I'm most happy about this game is the response the Stars had in the third period, and it's cut out from under us due to a bad bounce and a bad call. And it's so frustrating that we can do the right thing in the third period, come all the way back, and it's just taken away from you. And that's what was super frustrating for me tonight. A little bit of a consolation. My favorite stat that means nothing. Money Puck deserved to win a meter. It said the Stars deserved to win this game 57.6% to 42.4%. And that's kind of how I felt. I felt like the Stars played pretty good. They had a good chance to win this game. And obviously a bad balance and a bad call really cost it for us, I think. And that's really what it comes down to me. Especially the third period was really good from the Stars. Love the third period. And that's kind of what I think my key takeaway is. They didn't play 2 games like the Lightning game in a row. You know, obviously everyone realizes that Lightning game is bad, can't happen. And they respond to it in, I think, a pretty good way. Not the best way. They didn't come out and dominate them, but this is the Florida Panthers. It's a very good hockey team. They are the second best team in the league last year, according to the playoffs. So it's hard to be too upset, and it's hard to be too happy about this one. It is kind of where I'm stuck at. So let's kind of go through some of these comments here. Let me find a couple of things. Yeah, Barkov is good as hockey. Florida's a good team. I want to see Dallas push back in the third period. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too, Ardell. It's a good comment there. You got to give credit to the Florida Panthers, especially, like I said, that first goal of the second period just like proves some of their skill. Another cool stat for y'all tonight. Pretty much every shot tonight was by the Florida Panthers top line. So Sam Bennett, 1 shot, Reinhart, 3 shots, Barkov, 2 shots, Rodriguez, 2 shots, Kachuk, 5 shots, Verhaeghe, 6 shots. That is, I mean, at least 66% of the shots on goal by those players alone. I mean, the Florida Panthers' best players were the best players. And the biggest downside tonight for me was probably how badly outmatched our top line was against the Panthers' top line. And I love me some Kachuk, and I think that's what Kachuk does for teams. I mean, he can run over your best players when he's on a line like that. And he absolutely did that tonight. Everybody on the Panthers did that tonight. I mean, Bennett did that, and obviously Verhage did that. He had a great game as well. So best guys for Florida were better than the Stars' best guys. Let's look at here's one from Eric. He says, honestly, they have not looked good, and White Ben are struggling. 5 games and some wanted to run mush out. He has been our best forward since the Boston game in totality. Yeah, I agree. Marchment had another good game tonight. I feel like obviously gets the goal. That whole line was kind of a strong point for the Stars tonight. He was, I mean, Duchesne, Sagan, Marchment have been probably the most consistent, like you said, Eric, in the past couple of games. And really what we didn't see a lot of tonight was that top line. Obviously, we saw the change in the third period of putting Ben back on the top line, which seemed to work a little bit better, especially trying to work against guys like Tkachuk and Bennett. I think having a little bit more meat on that first line was helpful. Yeah, let's look at let's give us one more comment tonight. I like this thought. Where'd it go? Yeah, here's Ardell's comment. It's time to break up the Avengers line, and that might be true. I mean, Robertson's game tonight was not good enough. 2 shots on goal, finishes with a -1, no points on a game where we score 4 goals is not same with. I mean, same with Rope Pavelski. Those guys, no points on a game where we score 4 goals is not a good thing, especially when the other team's top line scores almost all their goals. That's how you get beat pretty badly right there. And I agree, we should break up that line. I think you go with Ben Rope and Pavelski and see where that takes you, because Robertson is not getting it done on that top line. His confidence is gone. His shot, like I mentioned on that 6-on-5, it's going straight into the first guy pretty much every single time. I'm going to go ahead and give y'all some biggest winners, biggest losers. I'm going to give this biggest loser basically just because I didn't really talk about it tonight. Biggest loser, Jake Ottinger. 5 goals allowed tonight, .839 save percentage. I mean, the goals that went in weren't the worst goals, but he didn't help us win tonight either. So .839 save percentage kind of speaks for itself. Not very good. Also 100% on the power play for the Panthers tonight. I don't know if that has happened against the Stars yet this season. I think Otter's a decent part of that. Had a good chance to make some saves, overcommitted on a lot of stuff. Just overall did not look like Vezina quality Jake Ottinger. 9 goals in 2 games is bad. Doesn't matter what happened in those 2 games. That's bad. And then biggest winner tonight, I'm gonna give it to the guy I love to hate. I'm gonna give it to Radek Faksa for that one play. Love that play from Radek Faksa. I think that's absolutely fantastic from him. I love when Radek Faksa can if he actually can get hot on the offensive side of the puck, he can really turn into something special for the Stars. No joke. He's always getting pressure in the offensive zone. He always is in good spots in the offensive zone. But every time he touches the puck, it just does not go his way. And that's why my joke is always stuck around for the past 3 years, because that consistently happens. But maybe this is a spark he needs. Maybe he can get going offensively. That would be something. We'll need it for tomorrow night. We'll be facing the Washington Capitals, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm looking at this at NHL.com, so I think that just means 7 for us. Again, on a national network, we'll be seeing on ESPN. Will be kind of fun to compare the TNT broadcast to ESPN broadcast back to back. Didn't hate TNT tonight. Maybe a little bit too much random talking. Weren't talking a lot about hockey yet some points, especially when there was a lot of time between whistles. They just started rambling, but whatever. It'll be fun to see what the ESPN broadcast does. Stars need to have a bounce back. I mean, this is another tough team, a team that's in a playoff spot that's playing very well recently, but you can't lose 3 in a row. I mean, you're this good of a hockey team. Doesn't matter if it's the second night of back-to-back. You can't lose 3 in a row. You got to find a response here. And it's not going to get any easier because you got 1 day break and then you're back in Dallas for a tough game against the defending Stanley Cup champion on Saturday. I think that's going to do it for me tonight, guys. Geez, I talked for way longer than I thought I did. I guess I had a lot to say about this game. It was a good game overall. It was a lot of fun to watch. Thank you guys for hopping on here with me to talk a little bit about it. Be sure to check out DraftKings. Use that promo code THPN anytime you're on there. Check out our website, sarcasticremarks.com. You can see our most recent podcast, our most recent blog posts. You can access the shop from there. It's actually like a surprisingly good website. Ryan did a great job on it. Just leave it bookmarked. Check it every once in a while, especially on game days is a great time to check it. Lots of stuff is on there, and it's super easy to use. Hopefully we'll have a couple of other guys with me tomorrow night. And we'll see you then. Night, guys.